Are you ready to break through any barrier or limiting belief holding you back? Ready to embrace your full potential and achieve your greatest success? Ready to get noticed and become the champion you were born to be? Then buckle up, because you've come to the right place. Greetings and welcome to the Warrior Confidence Hockey Podcast, where we're unleashing champions both on and off the ice. I'm your host, Master Coach Rich Grogan, and I am truly blessed and grateful you're here today for another empowering episode. And as always, I promise I'm going to give you absolutely everything I've got to help ignite that warrior spirit and empower you to be the hero, the leader, the champion that you were born to be, in order to pass that on to others, in order to mentor others, in order to continue creating just a better society, right? Better group of leaders. Well, good stuff. Well, this month is Synergy September, and the whole goal with Synergy is synchronizing that energy, bringing it all together so you can be your very best, most empowered, synchronizing mentally, spiritually, and physically in your own life, and therefore you can empower your team. You can empower those around you. And I'm telling you what, creating that synergy, working together. I always give the example of, if you got the hand that's open and you're going to break a board like in martial arts, you're going to break every finger. However, a tight fist, unified strength, synergy, man, oh man, that can do great, great things. And it's awfully powerful as well. All right. Well, hey, if you're just joining us, make sure you jump on the live stream here. We're going to be doing the live streams every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then we're going to repurpose this. It's going to turn into our podcast, which will launch the following week on the following days, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, but it'll be 8 a.m. So this is Wednesday. So it's wisdom. Well, actually, it's Wednesday. Listen to me here. It's Wednesday, Warrior Confidence Wisdom. Whew, that's a tongue twister. WWW there, right? Anyway, this is episode number 378, and I titled this one, No Shortcuts, Why Work Ethic Defines Your Character and Your Success. What does that mean? Well, you think about it in life, and that's going to be our kind of engagement question. Has there ever been a time in your life where you've regrettably taken a shortcut, and then what were the consequences from that? And, of course, the follow-up is, wouldn't it have been much better if you'd remained disciplined and not taking that shortcut, whatever shortcut that may have been? Well, hockey players, maybe we're talking about in practice, the coach isn't looking, so you think, well, I don't have to skate all the way to the line. I don't do that. Now, the coach told me to do some off-ice training and workout. He's never going to know the difference if I don't do it. Those are shortcuts. And yesterday we talked about, Monday's podcast was digging deep, how work ethic fuels team synergy. And I talked a lot about how you do anything is eventually how you're going to do everything. So if you get in a habit of taking shortcuts, if you get in a habit of taking the easy way out, you get in a habit of watching to see if the coach is looking just so you can take a shortcut, I'm telling you what, before you know it, those shortcuts, not only, everything adds up, good or bad, right? If you do that little extra, that's going to add up. However, if you continue to do a little less, it's going to add up in the other direction. So today we're going to be talking about how that taking no shortcuts, having respect, having integrity in yourself, your actions, what you display as a leader, how that's going to lead to long-term success and strongly impacts your character. What other people think and feel about you. When you go to a practice or when you show up, is someone going to say, oh, there's that guy. He always skates and tries to take the easy way out. Because you may have all the talent in the world, and right now you're excelling above everyone else. But sooner or later, I'm telling you what, things tend to even out, especially when you get the higher levels of playing. And the ones that are willing to put forth a little extra, the ones that are willing to do more than enough, not just enough, they're the ones that are going to continue to exceed and excel and stand out. All right. So, hey, that's the question. So drop it in the chats if you're just now joining us there. It's, have you ever taken a shortcut, and what were the results from it? Generally not good. And obviously, do you regret taking that shortcut? Do you wish you'd have been more disciplined? Now, I'm not here lecturing anybody on that. I've regrettably, you know what? So sometimes you tend to blend in with the crowd. And that's the reason I tell you everything I do, and I'm so transparent, is I want to be the mentor that I always wanted, needed, wished for, and prayed for in my life. The one that would remind me of, hey man, I wouldn't do that if I were you. I wouldn't take that shortcut. Now that's a bad choice, hanging around that group of people. That's not going to be good for you. Now, I'm sure I was told in some way, shape, or form. I didn't always listen. I wanted to, but I didn't have my core values in place. My core values are honor, integrity, discipline, and respect. And by having those core four, I call them those pillars in place, now every decision I make, I've got to remain disciplined. To go back to, you know what? Is that being honorable? Is that being integrity? Living in integrity? Is that being respectful to myself, those that I lead, those that I mentor, those that I coach? Is that being the father figure I want to be? Now, that takes a great deal of discipline because it's easy to say, you know what, this one time it really doesn't matter. Oh, you know what, you don't understand my situation. You know what, well, if you didn't live like I did, if you grew up like I did, then you would understand. That's all bull. That's all that is just bull. Excuses, excuses, excuses. Now, I'm not pointing a finger because I definitely got three more or more pointing back at me. Everything I just said are just ridiculous, regrettable excuses that I've made at some point in time. Regrettable, ugly, devastating words that I've used and said at one point in time. So I'm not here judging. I'm just being transparent and letting you know, look, I've said those things. And not one time saying that or making an excuse or taking the easy way out or having a shortcut has ever benefited me. Sure, maybe at the time it benefited because I didn't have to put in as much work. But when you don't put in the work, you're not going to get the results. That's why I share these things with you. All right. Well, let's dive right into a kind of already did there, but I always like to have our bullet points. And the first bullet point is Warrior Confidence bullet point tip. Be disciplined when no one's watching. Champions are made in the moments when no one's looking. Don't cut corners. As we talked about, those small little efforts add up. And you've heard me say this countless times. A journey of 1,000 miles starts with what? One small step, right? Yeah. And another analogy I like is how do you eat an elephant? You can't eat the whole thing at once, right? Now, hopefully you're not eating elephants. Obviously, I'm just joking right here. It's just a nice little figurative speech. How you eat an elephant or anything big, one bite at a time, one small bite at a time. How do you conquer a mountain? One step at a time. And in those steps, if you take them and you keep taking them and you keep moving and you continuously discipline yourself, you continuously remind yourself, I'm not taking shortcuts. I'm going to do my very, very best. And you have to do that, as crazy as that sounds, because the meanest bully we'll ever face is the one right here in our mind, the one that tries to talk us out of doing something that's going to better us. And you may say, well, why? I thought the brain is supposed to help us. Well, the brain has one job, and that one job is to keep us safe, keep us in that comfort zone. And when we step outside that comfort zone, we step outside of that proverbial round hole where everybody's at. When we do those things, the brain says, whoa, wait a minute. What the heck do you think you're doing? It's dangerous out there. And just stay back with the crowd and you'll be fine. Yeah, you won't get noticed. Yeah, you'll never really reach your full potential, but it's much safer here because that's where everybody's at. Well, that's why you got to step outside that comfort zone. If you want to be extraordinary, you got to take those extra steps. If not, you're just going to be ordinary like everybody else. But God didn't make you that way. He made you a priceless, unique gift. You are one in over 8 billion people on this planet. Yeah. No one's made like you. No one has your talents. No one has your secret sauce, whatever that may be. It's you. Now, I always talked about I wondered and prayed, God, why am I always generally the shortest, smallest guy on every team? Why am I not the most talented? Why can't I be as talented as Matt over there? Why can't I be as talented as Brian? Well, God didn't make me that way. God gave me a fighter spirit. Yeah, not a very big person, but he gave me that helped me ignite that warrior spirit. Now, that wasn't always, I guess it was always there, but I needed to believe enough in myself in order to unleash that inner warrior. And that came at a lot of bullying, a lot of abuse, a lot of getting beat up, a lot of name calling, mentally, physically, spiritually, bullied in just about every way you can imagine. I didn't understand it then, and I certainly didn't like it. But it's built me into who I am today. And I realized also was very hyperactive. And I'd pray, God, why I didn't understand hyperactivity. It was never a thing back. I mean, I guess it was, but back in the 70s and 80s, nobody ever talked about it. All I knew is I was always bouncing off the walls. And I couldn't understand why, I just I really had a hard time connecting with people because I had so much energy. And I used to think, why? I just want to be like everybody else. I just want to be like everybody else. Why? Because it's tough standing out from the crowd. I didn't want to. I didn't, I wanted to be grew up on the farm. And at 8, 9 years old, I'm hand milking a cow. And for those who don't know, cows do not give milk. You earn every single drop. And there's no shortcuts. You got to do it right or you're not getting any milk in the bucket. No milk in the bucket means no milk in the house. So I had to do it right. And then also baling hay and shoveling horse poop and taking care of all the other animals on the farm. A young kid, middle of the winter, it really sucked. I mean, I had to go out there. The ice in their horse trough would freeze. I had to take a sledgehammer. Now, I'm a kid that weighs maybe 50 pounds, and I'm slinging a 10-pound sledgehammer, a fifth of my body weight, trying to break the ice. Crazy. But that's just the reality of things. And I did not like it. I wanted to be a city kid. And Dad always said, well, those city boys, they don't, they're not learning the value of hard work. They're not learning the value of this and that. And I'm like, yeah, but they're in the city. And I found out when I got, I guess, a little bit older, got to go over to a city boy's house after a hockey practice one day. And he didn't have any chores. His mom waited on him hand and foot. He didn't have to take out the trash. And I'm like, well, what the heck? I'm shoveling horse poop. And this kid doesn't even have to clean his room or take out the trash. What is that? Well, anyway, that's kind of an understanding. You don't understand those things when you're a kid of why you're kind of placed in those situations, why the work ethic. Well, now I know that's my secret weapon, so to speak, and that's helped me achieve a level of success, maybe that others that didn't have that foundation were able to achieve. But it all started, no shortcuts, be disciplined, especially when no one's watching. And back to the thing on the farm, I remember I was 16 years old and had a hot date on a Friday night. Dad got home. He was over the road truck driver, and I didn't do a very good job cleaning the stalls. So instead of going out on my hot date, I got to be home Friday night shoveling horse poop all night because no one was watching. I didn't do the very best job. I tried to hurry through it, took some shortcuts. Woo. Yeah. So think about that. What would you rather be doing on Friday night? Out with a hot date or shoveling horse poop? Yeah, that was a valuable lesson learned. Now, I'd love to tell you that was the last time I did that, but sometimes I'm a bit of a slow learner. That's why I'm sharing all this with you. So you can hear these messages. You can say, well, maybe not shovel horse poop, but you can realize that shortcuts do not pay off. There's an old military term. When the general or the commanding officer or the sergeant isn't watching or isn't looking, that's when he's watching the most. So when a coach isn't looking, that's when we're really watching the most. And we'll be able to tell anyway. If your performance, you're not getting any better at the drills we're implementing, then obviously you're not doing the drills to the best of your abilities. Because when you work hard, you do improve. When you work out and lift weights, do it properly and consistently and have the discipline to do it, you will see the results. And if you don't, well, once again, you got nobody to blame but yourself. Yeah, I know. That's a right hook of reality. And that's my hashtag, by the way. If you like it, go ahead and use it. Hashtag right hook of reality. Because bam, it's a pop in the chops. That's what we need. So as a reminder, if you just jump on and you're watching this live stream, let me know where you're in, your name, where you're from, and then answer that question if you've ever taken a shortcut and what were the results from taking that shortcut. Well, let's move on to Warrior Confidence tip number 2. And the tip number 2 is practice with purpose. Every drill, every rep, and every practice has a purpose. Approach each one with a focused mindset and a goal in mind. So I like to say, how we practice is how we perform, or how we practice is how we play, whatever way you like to say it there. So if you practice giving it your very, very best, you practice going all in and not taking shortcuts, you practice with the intensity that you're going to use in a game, man, come game time, you've already set the stage. You've already practiced that way. Now it's just a matter of going out there and, man, we love games, right? Everybody hates practice. I get it. Muhammad Ali once said he hated every single second of training, but he enjoyed every single minute of being a champion. Ooh, there's another right hook, huh? So How you practice is how you perform. Go out there with that mindset that I'm going to give it my very, very best. I'm going to go out there, and regardless, you may think, what the heck? Why is coach having us do this? Well, don't be disrespectful, but after practice, not in the middle of it, but after practice, say, hey, coach, that drill you had us do, we skated to the red line, we stopped, we're backwards to the blue line, we stopped there, then we went around the cone, and then we stopped again, skated backwards again, then forward again. What were we doing that for? I'm just asking because I'm curious. And, if the coach really laid out the practice plan, he's going to say, well, the reason we did that, it's emulating in a game situation. You're skating forward. The puck gets turned over. Now you got to stop and skate backwards, pick up your man. Now the puck gets turned over again. Now you're skating forward. So it's a lot of stop, start, repositioning. And a lot of those drills are for that because games are won and lost. I mean, you have some games that are blowouts, but the majority of the time, the games are won and lost by one or two failed, breakdowns, I should say. One or two breakdowns, either in the neutral zone or in your own zone, not getting the puck out. Usually one or two breakdowns is a turning point in a game. So working hard on those small little fundamentals, bringing it in practice, that's going to give you that edge. That's going to help you get to that next level. Once again, either put in the little extra and get better, or you don't, and eventually. And the truth is, you're in life, we're either getting better or we're getting worse. And I say that because there's really no neutral ground. Almost like in business. Business, you're either growing or you're dying. That's just the reality of things. Why? Well, as an athlete, every day you're getting older, and those opportunities, that window of opportunity, especially if you're in your late teens, it's closing quickly if you want to play hockey at a higher competitive level. So every time you're on the ice, is an opportunity to get better, to reach your goals, to reach your dreams, whatever that may be. It might be just to make varsity. It might be to get to play juniors, or to get a scholarship, or to play college hockey, or become a pro. And NHL, that would be great, but there's also the OHL, the ACHL, and different levels. That's still playing pro because you're getting paid for it. If that's your goal, you got to be willing to do the things that others aren't willing to do, and consistently doing those things. Not falling in with the crowd, not doing just enough to get by, not taking shortcuts, but practicing in a way that you want to perform. Once again, how you practice is how you perform. Doing your absolute very, very best. Having that goal, I want to get better. I want to get quicker. I want to get stronger. I want to get faster. I want to have better hockey IQ. I want to become a better player. I want to become an overall better leader. I want to become my absolute very, very best. Those are great goals. And have those goals. Last month was Audacious August. Talked about setting those audacious goals. Set those big goals. Set them. Now do what you got to do. Put in the work you got to put in order to get to those goals. All right. Hey, as a reminder, I see some people popping up here. Say hi. Tell me where you're from. And the question I'm talking about is, have you ever taken a shortcut? And what were the consequences of that? So the first two tips, be disciplined when no one's watching. And the second one, practice with purpose. And speaking of doing your absolute very best and getting what you want, I know what do all players want? More ice time, more opportunities, and more chances to become leaders. Leaders either wearing the A or wearing the C, or other leaders, because we only give out a couple, one C and two A's. In some leagues, you can give out three A's, but regardless, that's a small amount. If that's a future goal of yours, and I hope it is, maybe you're a freshman or a sophomore, and your coach doesn't award those unless you're a senior. Well, set that as a goal. And what are you going to do to stand out, to make the coach see you, recognize you, notice you, that says, man, that is my assistant. That is my captain. That is who I'm putting on the power play. That's who I'm putting on the penalty kill. That's who I'm putting in late in the games when we need a goal or we need to preserve a lead. Be that person. But it all starts with practice and doing your best. And I got to throw a prop out there for my new program called How to Get More Ice Time hockey program. It's all about helping you get noticed. It's 45-minute masterclass, Q&A video. The masterclass is only $9. I'm selling at such a low price because I want to get it out in as many hands as possible. And a little upsell there to buy the workbook and the ebook is just a few dollars more. And what that's going to do, that's going to help you remain disciplined. It's going to give you tips, strategies, suggestions, and the tools, everything a coach is looking for, giving you those tools to do those things, to be respectful, to work hard, to communicate properly, to show the leadership skills that you have. all within that program. And like I said, the masterclass is only $9. You can go to warriorconfidence.com, warriorconfidence.com, and check it out, or the link's in the description box. Just click on it, go right there. I highly encourage you to do the whole bundle package. I think total is $48 for the whole thing. I mean, that's less than $50. And it'll get you the ice time. It'll give you that step ahead. And that's what we're all looking for, right? Just that little edge. But that edge requires work. And, if nothing changes, nothing changes. So parents that are listening, coaches that are listening, I highly suggest you recommend this to your team, to your players, to help them, because essentially that's that synergy, right? If they're doing what we need them to do, they're working hard. The parents are on the same page as the coaches. Coaches are on the same page with the teams and the organizations. Man, that's synergy, man. Everybody's working together, and that creates success. So anyway, check it out. $9 for the masterclass, but I encourage you to get the whole thing. And for organizations, we have one heck of a good referral partner program. So reach out, contact me. We'll get you set up on that. Good? All right. Well, let's move on to the third point. The third point is consistency over time equals, what do you think it equals? Results. Yeah. Consistency over time equals results. And here's the thing. You may not see the results today or even tomorrow. It may take, weeks or months, or it could take longer. Just like when you first go to the gym, if you haven't been in the gym in a while, or maybe you've gained a few extra pounds that you don't want, those pounds didn't just show up overnight. It may seem like it, which is unfortunate, but it took a little bit of time to get to where you're at right now, good or bad. So let's just take it from the bad side. You've put on a few extra pounds, in this new hockey season starting out, and you're feeling sluggish. You've added, we'll say, 10 extra pounds. What the heck? How'd that happen? Well, once again, it didn't happen overnight. It happened over the course of how many months? Well, you want to obviously get that weight off. You want to get back to your playing weight. You want to get back to your playing level. You want to get back not only to the level, but exceed that level. But it's going to take time, consistency. Now, there's an old saying, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time to plant a tree is right now. So if you want the results that you want, right now is the best time to start. You want to drop some pounds, right now is the best time to start. You want to get the ice time, right now is the best time to start. Don't wait and say you'll do it tomorrow, because here's the thing about tomorrow. Tomorrow never comes. I mean, hopefully it comes for you and you wake up again tomorrow. But what I mean by that is we keep putting things off. Oh, I'll do it tomorrow. Oh, I'll do it tomorrow. And think to yourself, how many times have you said or done that? And I know countless times I have. I just don't feel like it today, but tomorrow I'll do it. Chances are you're not going to. Start right now and then be consistent. Tom Ziglar, who I'm blessed to call a brother and work with, and that's Zig Ziglar's son, the legendary motivational speaker. As a matter of fact, my son, Austin, works for Tom Ziglar and his business partner, Howard Partridge. So that's phenomenal. That's the name of their one business, Phenomenal Business Products. But anyway, he has a term he calls PC. Now, PC is not the PC we think of in today's overly politically correct society. PC stands for persistent consistency. And what is persistent consistency? Just like it sounds. You are persistent in every single thing you do to receive the results you want, to give that little bit extra. Your persistency doesn't stop. It keeps chugging away. But with that persistency, you have to be consistent day in and day out. You can't go to the gym today and kill yourself and then not go back for another week. Start off slow, doing a little extra, doing a little extra, doing a little extra, and then you pick it up from there. But persistent consistency over time. Yeah. I mean, but you got to be that way, because that's what equals the results. You start eating a little bit better. You start watching your nutrition a little bit more. You start, following all the Warrior Confidence tips. And another thing of being consistent is listening to this episode or this show and these episodes. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, baby, I'm coming at you live for a live stream. You can jump on and engage, interact with us on the show here. Now, I realize it's probably going to take a little while since this is something new, a new format we're doing here, but more and more people are starting to engage, which is fantastic. And if you miss the live stream, we're going to have the podcast. Like I mentioned, it's going to air the following week. And you can watch this on YouTube, on Facebook, on LinkedIn, and I don't know how many different other platforms we're going to. And then I'm going to take little segments, little short snippets, and little TikToks and post those out there. So you can grab just little bitty teases. Now, and here's another thing. I know that most teens and young athletes and adults, they don't probably listen to long form content. They don't listen to the full podcast. So that's why I make the little segmented sections to give them a little dose, a little shot, a little pop. But I'm telling you, if they would sit down or maybe in the car, because this is available on all podcast platforms when it launches at a podcast, you can listen to it in the car on the way to games or practice, especially those long road trips. Think about the value they'd gain from just a little bit of this, the golden nuggets that would help excel them to that next level. And once again, somebody wants something bad enough, they'll find a solution, they'll make it work. They don't, they're going to find an excuse. It's simple as that. And of course, I'm going to be direct, a lot of times blunt, but my goal is to be the mentor I was always looking for. I'm coming at you with a compassionate, transparent heart here, sharing all my goof ups and this and that. And I'm coming from the heart because I want your athlete to be their absolute very, very best. But I'm telling you, making excuses, blending with the crowd, taking shortcuts, it ain't going to happen. You got to be willing to stand out and do your absolute very, very best. All right, good stuff. Well, we had a few people pop online. That was fantastic. And hopefully more and more will be watching the live stream and as we continue to move forward. So as a reminder, make sure that you like, subscribe on YouTube, ring that bell so you're notified of every new episode. You don't miss an episode. And, man, if you found value in this, please share it with someone else that you know could also find value. And by all means, if we've earned it, give us that 5-star review. That helps get the message out to a bigger audience. And that's how we continue to grow as well. Good stuff. Well, hey, a little shout out to our sponsors, Beachside Blend, my wife's coffee truck company. If you're in the Palmetto, Bradenton area, check out their schedule of where they're going to be. They got just delicious coffee drinks, luscious lotus drinks, this amazing smoothies. It's fantastic. And if you're part of an organization in a school, or if you're having a tournament coming up, they can come and to your event, and it'll be out there in the parking lot. It's a mobile coffee truck. Well, obviously mobile truck. Anyway, it's not a stationary location, so they can go to any event that you'd like to schedule and hire them for. That would be fantastic. So quick review, little recap. The 3 tips we talked about: be disciplined when no one's watching. Do that a little extra. And remember, when the coach isn't looking, that's when he's watching the most. Second, practice with purpose. How you practice is how you perform. So practice with absolutely everything you've got. And then consistency over time equals results. Be consistent. Consistently put forth your very, very effort and be persistent in your consistency. Good? All right. Well, good stuff, everybody. Well, thank you so very much for tuning in today. Hopefully you gained some value out of this. As I mentioned, share this with someone that you know could truly benefit from it. And pick up a copy of our How to Get More Ice Time program. Like I said, the masterclass is only $9. I encourage you, it's less than $50 to buy the whole program. It'll really, really help your athlete and parents, coaches. It helps you as well, because there's just beyond more tips than you can imagine. And the tools in there are going to take you beyond where you're at right now to get you to where you want to go. All right. Well, thank you very much. I'm truly grateful for your time. I know time is the most sacred commodity on the planet. The fact that you spent some time with me means the world to me. And I promise I'm going to continue to give you everything I've got. Remember, you are a 1 in over 8 billion gift from God. Utilize those unique talents and be who you're born to be. I love you. God loves you. Please get out there and share that love. Share your gift for the world. And until we talk again, you get out there and do your best. And I promise you'll be your very best. Thank you so very much for tuning in. Can't wait to read your comments, and I can't wait to chat with you again real soon. Have a blessed day, everybody. Bye-bye. Thank you so very much for being a part of the Warrior Confidence Unleashed podcast. I am truly grateful for your time. If you found value in this message, please kindly share it with someone else who could also benefit from it, especially teenagers and adult athletes and leaders who are serious about getting noticed, getting more playing time, and leadership roles. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share your comments with us, and we truly appreciate your 5-star reviews, as that helps spread the message even further. Stay connected with us throughout the week on all social media platforms at Real Rich Grogan, and visit our website at warriorconfidence.com for access to all our programs and books. The links are in the description box. Thank you again for your time, and I can't wait to chat with you again real soon. Have a blessed day. God bless. Parents, are you frustrated seeing your superstar sit on the bench, getting overlooked and passed over for ice time and leadership roles? I personally know that heartbreaking pain. Well, that frustration ends today. Introducing our How to Get More Ice Time program, the amazing one-of-a-kind program for youth and teenage hockey players that helps them get what they want most, more playing time and more opportunities. And today, exclusive offer, we're selling this thing for only $9. $9. It's a no-brainer. But you got to act now because this offer won't last. And if you don't do anything, nothing's going to change. So go to warriorconfidence.com. That's warriorconfidence.com, or simply click on the link in the description box. Buy the program today and help your child get what they want most, more ice time. I want to mention this amazing nutritional company that I've partnered with called Live Pure. And I've been sampling their products for the past 12 months, and I feel 100% confident giving Live Pure my full endorsement. That's why I'm sharing it with you now. My personal nutrition, health, wellness, weight loss, and muscle tone have all improved dramatically. And all the products are third-party lab tested, 100% clean, pure, and natural. They're a Christian-based company with over 17 years of improving lives. So check out the link in the description box to learn more and to get preferred partner pricing.